What's going on, guys? Welcome back to JR Garage and welcome to another new car reveal, one that honestly we've been keeping from you all for a little too long.
Yes, my favorite addition to our EV collection.
Introducing to the channel our brand new 2022 Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our brand new Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. This video is honestly a couple months in the making. We took delivery of this car a while ago. We just never got around to filming the video, so sorry about that, but finally today's the day. You guys will wait no longer to see our new car.
And we ordered it even longer ago, but we took some of your consideration from our original Taycan video posted probably 2 years ago where we were debating, and we think we came away with the perfect spec.
We're filming at an active airport. It's a little loud with all the jets, so let's hop in the car and get somewhere a little quieter and less windy. Oh, this gorgeous paint, absolutely love it, over the cream interior. We'll talk more about the spec in here. Listen how loud it is out there now, ready? Once I close these dual pane insulated windows, silent.
You don't get that in a Tesla.
No, you do not. That is one of my favorite options. We'll talk about the whole spec, but the dual pane insulated glass, it's so quiet in here.
It was the most expensive option that we got on this car, $1,000. You could spend a lot more on options. That was the most expensive one that we got.
Yeah, this car is one of the most base spec yet coolest Taycans you'll ever see. This car was under 6 figures. For a Taycan Cross Turismo, not a base normal Taycan, Cross Turismo 4, all-wheel drive, bigger battery pack, panoramic roof,
air suspension.
Oh, we'll go on and on. Okay, let's set up the GoPro and let's let Christian walk you through the spec because he did it all. We've had so much fun with it for over 1,000 miles. It just crossed 1,000 miles, so perfect time to do a little first purchase review, thoughts after 1,000 miles, and spec overview, all that good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of important points that we have to hit on from an owner's perspective, getting to use the car and not just plopping in it for the first time, filming a review that you've seen before.
So stay tuned, grab some popcorn, watch the whole thing. This is about to be a great video talking about our new Taycan. Let's get it. Okay, so where do we begin? I guess the story, like you said, starts over 2 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember that video, but we talked about how we ordered one of the first Porsche Taycans, like put money down immediately. We had the opportunity to get like a Turbo S top of the line model, like before anyone else, like super early on. For only $200 and something thousand. And that right there is honestly what made us pass on the car. Like we weren't gonna drop, our spec came out to your eye, like $220,000. That's not gonna work for what we could get for that money. And with that money, we put it towards so many other cool projects along the way, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, other EVs, but we never asked for our money back from Porsche. We left that deposit with them so that maybe one day if they came out with some special model Taycan, a cheaper one that had some cool features, like maybe we'd jump on it. And then like, what, about 8 months ago, they announced that they were coming out with this, the station wagon Cross Turismo. And we thought it was the coolest thing and the price point fit our budget. We're like, heck yeah, let's do this. So Christian ordered it.
It really just is perfect in so many ways. I guess we can start off with it. So with the Taycan lineup, you can get the entry-level rear-wheel drive small battery pack Taycan for $80,000, or for $90,000, you could get the Cross Turismo, which comes with all-wheel drive base and comes with the bigger battery pack base and comes with air suspension base.
And the panoramic roof.
Oh yeah, and just the usability, practical layout of the station wagon. That Taycan, it probably has decent trunk space, and of course they all have their frunk space. Even with all-wheel drive you get frunk space, but I really like the hatchback design, and it's like why the Model Y is so popular, because you can just fold down the seats and get a bunch of storage. When you have a chopped off sedan, then you're limited with the size of the opening, just like with the Model 3. The Model Y is It's so much better than the Model 3, just from that standpoint alone. We've tried moving things in the Model 3 and it's really tough.
And speaking of chop off, you chop off all your headroom in the back seat with the normal Taycan. It is a tight squeeze back there. I've been there. So with us being very tall and having tall friends, tall family, it was not gonna work, the normal Taycan. So when they announced the Cross Turismo with like an extra, I don't know, few inches of headroom back there,
yeah,
it was like a match made in heaven. $10,000 more than the base one. This car starts in the low 90s, about a little over 10K more than the base car. You get all those options we just outlined, which if you option them on a normal Taycan, I swear you'd be like over 100 grand for all those things.
Yeah, and you really need the bigger battery pack also, because even with this larger battery pack, you only get about 250 miles of range.
Yeah, we'll make a whole video with things that we dislike or hate about this car. There are some, believe it or not, but that's one of them. They say it's even lower than 250, right? Like 230 or something?
Yeah, 225.
Ugh. Kyle from Out of Spec Motoring actually did a real world range test on the highway. And I think you got 260 or 270 miles of range. So you can definitely beat what they rated at. But at the same time, if you're running it hard, you know, accelerating fast, braking quickly, like you're gonna tear through the range and probably be less than 200. So it just depends your driving style.
Yeah, it's definitely tempting to drive this car fast because it is so good. I was not a believer. All these people, all these reviewers, they talk about, oh, it's got such precise handling and the feeling and the suspension is, oh, it's so good. Like everybody says that, but it's actually true in this Porsche Taycan. The suspension is amazing and it is really, really fun to drive.
Speaking of that, we gotta start driving it a little bit to give you guys our thoughts, but I was the same way. They said Teslas lack soul, and I'm like, oh, come on, like they're great. And then you get in something like this, and the way you connect with it while driving and the way the handling feels and everything, it is just so good, so nice. Okay, Christian, let's rattle off the last options. There weren't a whole lot of them, so we can remember them by heart, so.
But they were all important. So we went with the base wheels because the optional wheels were like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and we would like to put that toward maybe an aftermarket set of wheels.
Be sure to comment down below. Do you like these stock wheels? I doubt anyone is going to prefer them over an aftermarket setup, but
they've got to be good for range. They're kind of like the Aero, like they almost look like they have hubcaps on them. They have very, very large spokes.
In my opinion, they're pretty ugly, but they were free, and yeah, we weren't gonna drop 5 grand. We're leaning toward an aftermarket set from Vivid Racing. They make a couple cool designs that are great for the Taycan, so stay tuned. We're definitely probably gonna be swapping the wheels, unless you guys love them in the comments and tell us to keep them, but I doubt that's gonna happen.
The options that I did get, as we talked about, $1,000 for double pane, noise insulated and heat insulated. So here in Arizona, we figured that would be a good value. We also spent $1,000 on this passenger display. It makes for so much screen real estate. It is really cool.
What is that, 4 or 5 feet of continuous screen, basically?
It's not quite the Mercedes Hyperscreen, but at the same time, I think it probably is a similar amount of actual display space, because that Hyperscreen, sure, it's all one piece, but it's 4 like individual rectangles. So
the era of new cars going towards screens everywhere, and some people don't like that, because honestly, one of the things we dislike too is you get fingerprints everywhere. Don't worry, they're easy to clean up, but like you have to do it often because it just attracts fingerprints all over the place, and there's no like physical buttons aside from park, hazards, you know, the basic stuff. I personally love it, especially the main screen right in front of you, this gorgeous 14 inches or something.
It's
main
curved.
screen. Oh, it looks so good. And the customizability between all the menus. Let's show you that right now. So check this out. Probably one of my favorite features on the car, being able to customize this screen through all these different menus. So obviously this one's good for like media. Say you got a song plugged in, it'll show you what song, radio you're on, navigation, your route, all that good stuff. And then to toggle the other screens, you just hit this button and you go over to the left screen and you tap that. Now you just scroll through it, and G-force is super cool. You can do that over on your screen too. Cockpit view. We'll show you that in a second. That's my favorite passenger view. All wheel, what is that? Okay, it's torque vectoring and stuff. Oh, that's super cool. I haven't even gone through a lot of these. Okay, here's tire pressures, assistance systems. Okay, lane keeping and stuff. So like all sorts of things you can do. And then let's go to the middle one. I haven't really played with this one much yet. Power meter, map. Oh, I love doing extended map. Oh, that's so cool. And then check this out. When you hit it again, you can do like other functions on this setting. So satellite map extended is one of my favorites. Look at that. So cool. And then while you're driving, it constantly, you know, moves and changes your heading and stuff.
Can you add 3D on top of satellite?
I don't think we can do 3D on this. Wait, 3D map satellite? Whoa! So cool. I didn't know that was a function. Can we have navigation on all 3 screens?
There we go. You will never miss a turn.
Yeah, never again.
It's like a flight simulator.
So cool.
Look at
Speaking
that.
of flying, Christian, one of your favorite options is the, is this Sport Chrono, Christian? This looks like a $1,500 option. What are you talking about there?
Exactly my thought process. You could get just a compass for $200. You get the Sport Chrono look without the price tag. And it's actually really cool to have a compass up here. One other very cost-effective option was these embroidered headrests with the Porsche crest. That was also only, I think, a $200 option. I think that it was money well spent. And also about these seats in this leather interior, this is actually the base interior. It is real leather, it's not vinyl, I'm pretty sure. And any other interior options were a lot of dough, thousands of dollars just for like the next little trim. And there's like 4 levels to it.
Yeah, it's so crazy. When we were first speccing this car, you know, Christian like comes up with this spec and I'm like, okay, like that's cool, but like I want like white with red interior and like all these things, and like it quickly added like 30 grand. I'm like, it was 5 grand for red interior. I'm like, oh, like no way.
The only color option that we had for the interior was either this limestone, they call it, or black. And then for the paint, all the paints were kind of reasonable, like $700. White or black, I'm sure is free, but we thought this was a good use of $700. This lighter kind of interior.
The fact that this blue, what do they call it?
Frozen blue metallic.
I love the fact that it is a metallic paint, so in the sun it pops so much. It's not like a flat blue. In the pictures I thought it was like just a light flat baby blue, and I wasn't the biggest fan, but in person it looks gorgeous. So what do you guys think? Is it too feminine of a color for 2 brothers to go riding around in?
Well, this was Jeffrey's, Jeffrey vetoed my original color choice, which was frozen berry metallic.
Oh yeah, he wanted the pink
kind
thing.
Of a pink berry color.
He wanted the pink car. We're not Stradman out here. We can't rock pink. Like, we'll definitely be getting some accusations. 2 dudes in a pink car. We're brothers, people. Let's pop the trunk so you guys can see inside of here. Taycan 4, all-wheel drive. Oh, here's the other option. Stop.
Yeah.
This. You might not think it's anything too crazy, but I absolutely love it. The Porsche in blue.
They call it glacier blue, and I think that it would also look good on either a white paint or maybe even a black paint. It just kind of looks electric.
It's so cool. I don't think I've seen another Taycan with the Porsche in blue. Trunk space, pretty good. Down below here, I feel like a car reviewer. All right, so if we lift here, we got some extra storage down here, and you got your charging cables, and oh, we will have to talk about charging actually. We'll do that in just a second, but basically you got a whole bunch of room. Fold down those seats, you got tons of area to throw whatever you want. And of course, this full light bar stretching the entire rear end of the car. It looks so cool at night. There's no mistaking this is a brand new Porsche. And all this ties together so nicely back here thanks to our first modification, if you will. Formula G here in Scottsdale, Arizona worked magic on this car by doing a full front end PPF clear bra in addition to the ceramic tint all the way around. So that's why it contrasts so nicely off this blue, and it of course goes much better with this rear spoiler in black. It just full blackout on the top and the back. So not only do the windows look fantastic now, but they're gonna help reduce even more heat beyond what the thermally insulated windows from the factory will do. And also we get a little more privacy in there, no longer a fishbowl. It's not like 5% crazy legal tint, just something nice to tie it in together. But really where Formula G came in extra clutch was with this full front end PPF. This will help protect the car for years to come. This will prevent us from getting any rock chips on our number of road trips we're gonna take this car on.
Also clear brawling over these headlights. I remember on our Model 3, we got a rock chip in our headlight, and so we think that hopefully that's a extra little buffer because they're probably not cheap, even though they were not the $5,000 headlight option.
Can't even tell that this car has a full front end clear bra on it because this execution on the install was perfection. They actually have this new machine that cuts out every body panel perfect to the manufacturer's specifications. They did a full ceramic coating. So if you guys happen to be in the Scottsdale, Arizona area or greater Phoenix area, call up Formula G, get a quote. They'll be linked down below. Special JR Garage link will get you a discount if you do any work with them.
So Jeffrey and I have been going back and forth a little bit. One crazy idea that I have that Jeffrey's like, no, it's not gonna work. I think that these wheel arches are just glued on there with like 3M double-sided tape or something. I think that these could come off. The only like edge, like this marker light would stick out a little bit because right now it's flush with the...
Yeah, you're crazy. You're crazy. This is not gonna come off. Christian's trying to
plastic wheel arch it, which would make it look like a GTS for free.
I don't know about that, guys. If anybody knows about removing these, comment down below.
And a couple other things that I didn't tell Jeffrey. This electric logo and side skirts and I think the back trim and the front trim, it was possible to get these items in like gray or black or something.
Oh, you could have.
I was thinking this is like ice blue and silver kind of is where my head was going, but Jeffrey wants to like black everything out.
Yes. What do you guys think? Please break the tie in the comment section. Leave the silver trim pieces or go with a blacked out two-tone, not two-tone, just a nice contrast between the blue and the black, and no silver on the car. You see what I'm thinking? We go with black wheels and we get rid of all this silver by either wrapping over it or putting on like a carbon fiber aero kit or putting on carbon fiber wrap if we're trying to be budget friendly. You know, what do you guys think? Or should we leave the silver wheels and have a silver with the frosted blue? Up to you guys. So anyway,
it
comment.
It doesn't have to be these silver wheels. It could be way cooler silver wheels, but ice blue and silver.
Okay, comment down below. This is another piece, this huge diffuser. You like it silver or should it be black or carbon fiber? Comment down below. So before we get back on the road, I want Christian to demonstrate the air suspension. I think it is so cool. Also, you can store certain areas to automatically rise, so you don't need to hit the button. It'll just automatically do it like the new C8 Corvette does.
However, if you are looking for even lower, I think Vivid Racing has a little trick for cheap that can get you even lower than that.
Yeah, Vivid Racing is gonna be working some magic on this car with us. Stay tuned, we already got some mods planned. Oh, look at that.
Hey,
whoa,
that's fast.
that was fast, yeah.
That's how
Oh, it's still going, wait. Okay, and while it's all the way up, we can get a nice look at the brakes. So these are, once again, the standard, oh wait, it's going even higher. Okay, once again, these are the standard brakes. Could you have upgraded these? There was an option, right?
Yes, I was thinking about that also. They have their, not carbon ceramic brakes, but Porsche ceramic coated brakes. Bigger caliper, bigger rotor, they're white, and they supposedly have like no brake dust like true carbon ceramic brakes, but it was an expensive option, and you would have had to also option their expensive upgraded 20-inch or 21-inch wheels. We couldn't get it with the 19s.
Yeah, heck no, I'm not paying $5 grand for the wheels just to be able to get the brakes. How much were the brakes?
I think the brake option was like $3,000 or something.
And heck, we're not taking this thing to the track. It's just daily driver duty, so the normal brakes are more than enough. Okay, that's enough walking around the car. Your turn to drive. Let's get your impressions. 1,000 miles already. Time flies when you're having fun. There's a lot to get the hang of. We've never been in a modern Porsche or owned one.
Yeah.
The only Porsches we've owned are the most analog 80s Porsches. So to have all these screens, I like my cockpit view. Here, look at this. Send it. Look at that. Whoa. That's so cool. And then braking it does, and acceleration. Oh, speaking of acceleration and stuff, we've never talked about that yet. Hang on. Let's put in sport mode. Here, let's put in sport plus chassis. Drive mode, here we go. In sport mode, honestly, the throttle response in sport mode, even though this car isn't the fastest car, it's the base model, the instant, like split second you go to hit that gas, it whips your passengers so hard that they think they're in a faster car than it is.
Yeah, this is all the performance that I need. I really can't imagine what a 4S or a Turbo S would be like. This is plenty of power.
We're totally content with this, and if we want to go fast, we'll go hop in our Model 3 Performance, which would probably smoke this car, but let's give it a test, Christian. You want to do a little 0 to speed limit test?
So as soon as you went to drive mode sport, it felt like a little shudder. Like, I wonder if that engages the other gear. There's 2 speeds in this car, and we really have not been able to feel the gear change, but maybe on like a full throttle acceleration we'll be able to feel that.
Yeah guys, no joke, if you don't know much about the Taycan, you may not know this car has 2 gears. Probably gets you better efficiency and better acceleration speed. Oh, see, that's right off the line. Jeez.
Plenty.
So all electric cars have that like initial punch of torque.
But I think what's a little bit better is their overtaking capability. Like, oh, that was a bigger hit than it was off the line.
I know, yes.
That's crazy.
It doesn't make sense, but when you're rolling, then you hit the throttle full and your passengers aren't ready, it is intense.
Wow.
Gosh!
Jeez, that hits hard.
Harder than the Tesla, which I cannot believe I'm saying. Literally our Model 3 Performance is so fast and crazy. And I thought that when you punch it 100% whips your neck. No, this does in sport mode.
Okay, we need to try this again. From a standstill, I don't think it's as aggressive. Ready? It's not.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, it's pretty quick and fun and fast. Okay, that.
What the heck? Okay. I haven't seen anybody mention that.
Honestly, you guys need to feel it to experience it. And this is the base model. I couldn't imagine the Turbo S full throttle.
But
whoa, speaking of Porsches, holy, whoa, it's a roof, whatever the heck. That thing's probably worth a fortune. Okay, sorry, what? What were you saying?
Yeah, it's the opposite.
It's when you're already rolling and you punch it full throttle, it snaps your neck back. You better not have anyone with any prior neck injuries in this thing. So it's super cool how much you can customize all the different drive modes and all that and all the different functions. But the one customizability that is not on this car that makes us so frustrated, the #1 thing on our hate list.
What is it? I actually don't know.
Don't act like what is it? Maybe the fact that you cannot do strong regen, one pedal driving.
Oh yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Porsche. We loved everything about this car. This is like the one major thing that we have a big complaint with.
And we didn't realize it with all the reviews that we watched. People talked about, oh, Porsche has the best brake blending. We didn't really acknowledge that to mean all of the regen comes from the brake pedal.
There is no one pedal driving like on a Tesla. I don't know, call us crazy, call us Tesla fanboys. The fact that we like the Tesla regen where you can do literally one pedal driving, just ease off the accelerator and it'll start to slow you down. We love that. We think it's great. It makes so much sense. Whereas here in the Porsche, you have to remove your foot off the accelerator, go to the brake pedal to start getting a significant amount of regen. You don't know how much is regen and how much is actual brake engaging on the disc.
Yep. You'll understand when you become an EV owner yourself that it just feels bad to use the brake pedal. It feels like a waste. It feels like friction braking, losing your energy rather than putting it back into the battery pack.
You get a tiny bit of control with this button right here. As you can see, it's a battery with a circle around it. So when we first bought this car, we're like, oh yes, there's a button to control regen. We're just gonna hit this button and it's gonna be like a Tesla. It does a little something. Instead of it just coasting, it maybe gives you like 10% slowdown effect. I just wish with that regen button, they made it like substantial regen, like a Tesla regen. Give people the choice. Give a button. You either have it on or off. Not you give us like a little 10% regen, like no.
There are a lot more things on that negative downside list that we will have to make a video about that hopefully will continue to help you guys in your decision between the many new EVs that are on the market. We really are making it feel like it's a little bit of a mission of ours to really review all these EVs because we have been an early adopter with Tesla and we are continuing to support a lot of different brands.
And to address what you might be thinking, why are we buying up all these EVs? We have like a whole Pokemon collection of them right now, gotta catch them all, and we have like 5 more on order. Are we crazy? What are we doing? Well, for starters, they're a great tax play. Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that. This car actually passes the requirements for Section 179 of the US tax code stating any car with a gross vehicle weight of over 6,000 pounds, brand new, can be a 100% accelerated depreciation, writing the entire purchase price off. Crazy, right? So yes, this car, if used for business purposes, you can write 100% off. You do not get that with the other cars like the ID4, Tesla Model 3, Model Y. Maybe the Model X you could. That's one way to finesse the tax code, but also you get a $7,500 tax credit.
Yes, that applies to a lot of EVs other than the early movers, Tesla and Chevy, I think, with their like volts and their bolts. $7,500 against your federal tax bill. So if you have that tax liability at the end of the year, then subtract $7,500 for it if you buy an EV that year.
That's awesome. And that's the base across the US. Certain states offer an additional like $5,000 or $2,500. Like you got to look into your local tax code in your state and talk to your tax advisor, but electric cars can be a great financial play because of the taxes. And aside from that, we had the idea for a little side hustle business where we will offer these EVs out on those car sharing platforms that lets people, you know, have them for a short period of time to try them out. Oftentimes, like, you know, dealerships will only let you maybe test drive them for like a little bit of time, 20 minutes you get behind the wheel. But if somebody really wants to spend a few days with the car to really experience if they like it before they drop all the money on it, the only way to do that is with Turo or one of these car sharing platforms. And we're like, you know what, we can do that. And when we're not using them, share them with other people, make a little bit of money, and help the EV community grow. So if you happen to be in the Arizona area and you want to try out one of these EVs that we have, then just hit us up on Instagram at JR Garage, and we would love to share the experience with you. So, well guys, there you have it. The latest addition to the JR Garage, parked right next to its buddy, the Fisker over here. One of the early EVs into the space. Can't even call it an EV, you know, it's hybrid, whatever, but goes to show how far technology's come in just 10 years. 2012, 2022. crazy.
Yeah, last little thing that I realized I liked when I pulled it in here, just like how the Fisker has 2 fuel filler doors, one for gas, one for electricity, with 2 doors on this one, both for electricity, we can park this thing anywhere in the hangar and be able to charge it with whatever wall outlet. But let us know what you guys think of this car. Do you guys have a Taycan yourself? Are you dreaming about a Taycan? Is this your dream EV? It was ours, probably will be until some of the other players get their butts into gear and cranking out some more new EVs.
True, lots on the way, and we're excited for the future of EVs. And don't worry, we still love our gas burning cars and our V12s over there, Aston Martin, and all the fun stuff you guys normally see on the channel. It seems like we've got a pretty big EV base on this channel, so you know we love making some electric car videos every once in a while too, so stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already.
The perfect combination. Those maintenance heavy cars and something that will hopefully be maintenance free for many miles to come.
It balances our carbon footprint nicely. You know, the straight pipe V12s probably aren't the best for the polar bears out there, but these on the other hand are great, and so we balance out nicely. So thank you, EVs. All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one.